Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're journeying back in time to an era defined by global conflict, but also by profound human connection. We're going to explore the hidden love stories of World War II, the tender, often forbidden, romances that blossomed amidst the chaos and uncertainty of the front lines. These are tales of courage, not just on the battlefield, but in the heart. Imagine being a young soldier, thousands of miles from home, surrounded by the harsh realities of war. Every day is a struggle for survival, every letter from home a precious link to a world you might never see again. In this intense environment, connections were forged with an incredible speed and depth. A shared glance, a whispered conversation, a helping hand, these small moments could ignite a powerful bond, offering a flicker of warmth and humanity in the coldest of times. One such story is that of K.T. Robbins, an American soldier stationed in France in 1944, and Janine Gagnier, a young French woman. Their romance was a whirlwind, a beautiful, fleeting chapter in the midst of war. K.T. carried a photograph of Janine for over 75 years, a silent testament to the love he thought was lost forever. He believed she had passed away, but decades later, with the help of journalists, a reunion was arranged. Picture this, a 97-year-old veteran, seeing the love of his youth, now 92, for the first time since the war. As they embraced, he showed her the photo he had cherished all those years. Their eyes met, and for a moment, the 75 years that separated them simply melted away. It's a powerful reminder that true affection can withstand the tests of time and distance. But not all love stories from this era were between a soldier and a local civilian. The war also brought people together who, under normal circumstances, might never have met, let alone fallen in love. Think about the nurses, the aid workers, the translators, women who served with immense bravery and skill, often right alongside the soldiers. In the shared experience of trauma and hope, professional boundaries blurred. A nurse tending to a wounded soldier wasn't just performing a duty, she was offering compassion. That compassion could easily blossom into love. These relationships were often complicated, conducted in secret, and subject to the strict rules of the military. Yet, they persisted, a quiet rebellion of the heart against the rigid structures of war. One of the most poignant examples of forbidden love involves relationships that crossed enemy lines. It's a concept that seems almost unthinkable, yet it happened. Consider the story of Edith, a British woman, and Werner, a German prisoner of war held in a camp in Scotland. He was the enemy, yet when they met, they didn't see uniforms or nationalities. They saw each other. They fell in love, communicating through secret notes and stolen glances. Their love was a dangerous secret. If discovered, the consequences would have been severe for both of them. But their connection was stronger than the politics of war. After the war ended and Werner was repatriated to Germany, their love endured. Edith eventually moved to Germany to be with him, where they married and built a life together. Their story challenges our very definition of enemy and proves that love can and does transcend the deepest divides. The war also forced people to confront prejudices back home. In a segregated American army, the idea of a relationship between a black soldier and a white woman, whether American or European, was deeply taboo. Yet, these relationships happened. Black soldiers stationed in Britain, for instance, often found a level of social freedom they had never experienced in the United States. Romances blossomed with local British women, leading to what were then called brown babies. These relationships were acts of profound defiance against the racial hierarchies of the time. The soldiers and the women who loved them faced immense societal pressure and judgment, but they chose love anyway. Their stories are a vital part of the history of the war, illustrating a fight for personal freedom and equality that was happening even as a larger war for freedom was being waged. Let us not forget the love that was forced into the deepest of shadows, the love between two men or two women serving in the military. At a time when such relationships were not just taboo but illegal and grounds for a dishonorable discharge or worse, queer service members had to navigate an incredibly dangerous world. Their love stories are largely unwritten, hidden in coded letters and whispered secrets. They found community and connection in hidden spaces, creating their own families in the barracks and on the front lines. These relationships were a source of immense comfort and strength, a lifeline in a world that refused to acknowledge their existence. Preserving these fragments of history is crucial. They are stories of incredible bravery, not just for serving their country, but for daring to love authentically in the face of immense hostility. When the war finally ended, the challenges for these couples were far from over. For some, like K.T. Robbins, it meant a lifetime of wondering what if. For others, like Edith and Werner, it meant leaving everything behind to start a new life in what was once considered an enemy nation. Soldiers brought home war brides from across the globe, and these women had to adapt to a new country, a new language, and a new culture, often facing suspicion from their new communities. For interracial or same-sex couples, the end of the war didn't mean an end to their struggle. The fight for acceptance was just beginning. These love stories are so much more than simple romances. They are testaments to the resilience of the human spirit. They show us that even in the darkest of times, people will seek out light, connection, and hope. They remind us that behind the grand narratives of battles and strategies, history is made up of individual human hearts, each with its own story of love, loss, and survival. The love that blossomed during World War II, in all its forms, was an act of defiance. It was a declaration that despite the world tearing itself apart, the fundamental human need to love and be loved could not and would not be extinguished. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the past. These stories are a vital part of our shared history, and it's an honor to share them with you. If you found these stories as moving as I did, please give this video a like. And consider subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the human side of history. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you know of any similar family stories? Please share them with our community. Until next time, take care.